What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4. Hey, bro. It's episode 4.
Episode 4.
Wow. Welcome to episode 4 of Garage Talk, where we just shoot the shit, talk about community in Dearborn Heights, and we try to talk about everything that we can and anything that you guys really want us to talk about. There's a reason why this guy's sitting right by me. We'll surprise you guys with that later. What we're going over today, we're going over a couple of things that just happened in the real estate market with the new NAR settlement and how the inventory looks and how the interest rates are. We're going to talk about community as a whole, what's undervalued, what's underserved, and what's overrated. And then we're going to talk about Ashura and Dearborn, and we'll go over something that you guys have all been talking about, is that Dubai chocolate that went viral. We'll go over some of that too. But to start off, we do have a surprise guest today. We got Abe, known as Halal Food Junkie.
We're here, we're live, baby.
Abe's a big supporter of the community. He's lived in the community all of his life. He's done a lot for the community, as a whole, as an influencer on social media. We thought bringing him in here would obviously give us a lot of value to the people who are watching. So, Abe, if you'd like, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Abraham Obeid, short for Abe. In Arabic, they call you Bob, Bilibnan. Started Halal Food Junkie back in 2017. It was something that I never thought would actually get to where it's at today, alhamdulillah. Started in 2017. It was going through a lot of family issues at home, blah, blah, blah. I had me and my two friends sitting in our car, and I'm like, yo, I want to start a page. It was called Dearborn Junkie or something. Like 2-3 days later, I switched that up and called it Halal Food Junkie. Shout out to Hussein Farhat from Farhat Sweets. He was with me in there, and Mo Farhat, Al Abbas's brother. Started that in 2017, and then over time, I was just going to restaurants for over a year and a half. Just posting pictures, because back in the day, it was all pictures. There was no such thing as reels.
Yeah.
And then one of my boys came up to me, he's like, hey, you can make this into a full-time job. And I'm like, yo, how could you do that? Start off with social media management. On top of that, doing social media management, I was also posting on Halal Food Junkie itself. So over time, little by little, it started growing and growing. COVID came. That's where everything shut down. And I was like, man, I wasn't going to a restaurant. No one can go to any restaurant.
Yeah.
So I literally grabbed my mom. My mom is a good cook. Literally took a picture of her. She made like this vegetarian dish, and it just
popped off.
And then I started to see a trend. And then with COVID, what really, really helped out was, like, back in the day when I used to go to restaurants, when I was eating, I had no idea what the hell I was eating. I'll be like, wow, this, that, it's amazing. Didn't even know any of the terms.
Yeah, but people don't know you. They think you're a food critic, and you're not. You're basically you market people's businesses and their food, obviously. You're not a critic.
100%. That's why everyone's like, oh, you're the food critic guy, or oh man, you critique food. I'm like, no, I do not critique food at all.
So for the people, where was food? Like, how did food get implemented? Because it could have been anything. Like, why'd you say like restaurants? That's what I want to do up front. Because and then you went with it too, obviously.
Because I love food. I truly do. I love restaurants and stuff like that. I really never had a passion on a lot of stuff other than food and sports. Outside of that, there was not really much that I like to do or even talk about.
Right.
Like your guys' thing, like the whole title, Garage Talk, right?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I freaking love the name.
Love it?
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, because it's funny, because when you're sitting in Dearborn Heights, take this Halal Food Junkie aside, the social media, everyone, oh my God, whatever. At the end of the night, I'm sitting either at my garage or my friend's garage.
100%.
We're sitting and watching either NFL, NBA, or soccer or something.
Yeah. 100%. That's where all the sports are held, in the garage.
Literally, so yeah.
So, Abe, that's great, man. That's great how you started off. You turned that account into a great success. How many followers do you have now?
Right now, alhamdulillah, we're at 88,000.
That's amazing. Yeah, so you're heading almost to 100K.
Hey, road to 100, man.
Hey,
we're going to celebrate.
That's great, man. Yeah, inshallah, man. That's
inshallah.
Amazing, wallah. That's inshallah. Amazing. You touched on your mom. Your mom's the reason why you blew up. So you remember, you always she gave birth to you, and you gotta give her the credit, man.
Yeah.
You gotta give her the credit.
Mom's big supporter. Her, I would say also my brother Ahmad, my twin brother Aki, that everyone loves. The two thumbs up.
I went to school with Aki.
Yeah, so you went to school, so you know Ahmad very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Kes and Mackie, bro. I told them we're gonna hang out soon with Ahmed. Too. By the way, Ahmed, my brother, remembers everyone from high school.
Oh yeah, he never forgets my face. He never forgets my face.
No, he doesn't. You know,
he's the best.
We gotta set something up with him.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. Aki's the man, bro. Do you know Aki?
I need to meet Aki.
You need to meet him. He's the legend.
Aki's the man, bro. But yeah, what's your opinion? What's your take on this whole viral Dubai chocolate?
Oh man, Dubai chocolate. You know what? I really think it's not gonna. You know how everyone think that comes in like a certain time, then it just like fades away.
Yeah, like a trend.
I think this is won't be a trend. I think it's gonna stay forever. It might not sell to the amount of like
the volume that it's doing now.
Yeah, but it's always gonna be on the menu.
Yeah, I believe it. You know, I tried it. I think I tried it from
how many
3 places.
Okay, what are the places?
It was a delight.
Okay.
I tried what is that? Coco Mania.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one in Birmingham, and I tried it also from Farhat Sweets.
Farhat Sweets, you need 10 people to eat it.
Bro, each bar is like this big, man.
Me and my wife took a piece. We put the rest in the fridge. All of our friends who came over ended up eating the rest.
Yeah, he was getting a piece.
Yeah, he just pieced it up.
It's so good though. It's like it's addicting too. Once you start eating it, you can't stop.
Literally.
In my opinion, I think the best one that I had was Farhat Sweets. By far.
Why though?
So I'm not a huge chocolate guy. Yeah. I don't really like chocolate. If there is chocolate, it's not dark. It's more milk.
Oh, okay.
So I like milk chocolate more, and I feel like they got that milk chocolate down to perfection. Yeah. Because once again, I'm not a chocolate guy. The inside is
both
what
though, right? They have options for both.
I'm not sure. That I don't know.
Some businesses are doing it. So in Canada, shout out to Palm Bites. This guy's one of my boys, and I'm gonna bring up a little quick story. This guy's a beast. He sells chocolate covered dates. He scaled his business, and now, off rip, he's selling chocolate bars, Dubai chocolate bars. I tried different variations of it. I had there's the milk chocolate that everyone has here in Michigan.
Yeah, that's the one that's popular.
That's a popular one.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the milk chocolate though, I feel like it's too sweet.
Yeah,
like it's too sweet
with all that pistachio and all that stuff too.
You know
combination,
combination of it. So then I had the dark chocolate. I was like, whoa, like that's a wow. I loved it.
I probably wouldn't like it because I hate dark chocolate.
I think over time I just like started to love it. I don't know why. You know, I feel like it has a perfect balance. Yeah. The thing is with some of these chocolate bars, I don't know if you guys noticed, like sometimes the chocolate is either too thick, there's not enough pistachio, or there's not a right balance of it. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like Farhat Sweets hits it on the money.
It's just way too big though. Definitely. I love you, Rashid.
Definitely. It is way too big, bro.
Yeah, it is. But what was I going to tell you guys? This is off rip. Can I announce what I want to come out with in the next week?
Yeah, bro. Announce what you got.
Hey, so I'm working with my boy from Moose from Palm Bites in Toronto. We're gonna come out with a chicken shawarma sauce. What do you guys think about that?
Chicken shawarma sauce.
I love it.
You like it?
Wow.
What's it more? Is it more? Is it for Is it for restaurants or is it for?
It's B2C, so like you can go into the the market, try to buy it. Also, we can sell it to like wholesalers, distributors, and all that stuff.
Okay, so it's for you're looking on the bigger scale. You're not looking for the consumers where they're cooking at home.
Both. So it's not gonna be a marination. It's gonna be an actual sauce. So So like you can literally dip it on your shawarma.
It's like a condiment. It's literally a condiment.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Okay,
beautiful.
Perfect.
100%. Wow. So we actually want to come out with a regular garlic tahina, also a spicy. I'm not sure exactly what we want to do with spicy. You know what?
I think I'd be a big fan of the spicy one. I love anything spicy. Is so good.
What are you calling it?
We're calling it Halal Food Junkie shawarma sauce.
Wow.
Straight up.
Okay.
Straight up. Wow. Straight up. Wow. You know?
Hey, by the way, where'd that wow come from? Where'd it come from? How'd you start with the wow?
It was actually my friend Mehdi Bizet. I'll never forget 4 or 5 years ago. I think we were sitting at the Terry Mall, and then he was like, man, you need to do something. You need to have a catchphrase. Okay. Then I ate one of the sandwiches and I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? And why did I do wow? Because it's the most generic thing. When you're eating, you're sitting at home with your wife or your family.
When it's good.
It's the first thing I'm like,
wow. But I'll be honest with you. It's something that we all say nowadays. And you're the reason for it. Because when we eat something that's good, we go wow.
Wow.
We don't say wow.
Yeah.
We say wow.
Wow.
So
and then your family like, yo, you just did the halal food. They'll take videos and Snapchats.
Yes, we put emphasis on that because of you. I want you to understand that. Wallah. And I know every time we eat a good meal or something, we think of Abe. We always think of Abe.
Bro, you know how the way I did it, and I never really talked about this before, but the way I tried to grow the wow, was actually the high school kids, the younger kids at the time.
Okay.
So the way I wanted to expand my brand, I always started with the youth. Why? Because in 5 years, they're going to be 22, 23, 24. And they're actually the most spending dollars in the market when it comes to the restaurants, right?
Sure.
So what did I do? I said, take out some of the kids, like the football guys at Fullerton or whoever, some Dearborn High, Crestwood. Shout out to Tarek Turfy for getting me into the door of Crestwood. And what I'll do is I'll take these kids out and then I'll start recording them and they start doing the wow. So they start to like spread like wildfire, you know, either on their Snapchats, on their Instagrams. And from there, it took off. I really don't even remember how I started the We're Here Live, even though I don't want to say it anymore, but I was like, bro, I have to keep saying it on every video. It's like,
it's part of your brand, bro.
yeah.
For the record, Abe's a very genuine dude, because I don't think there's been one thing that he said that he doesn't refer back to somebody who helped him get there, which is very kudos to you, man. No, I love that.
Yeah. Guys, shout out to Bilal Debeja. He's one of the guys. I didn't say his name. A couple of the guys behind closed doors, Mo Farhat. I never mentioned him in the last podcast. He got mad, so I got to mention him in this podcast as well.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of guys behind closed doors that really helped me out. I'm really close with the scholars of the community in our community. So it's even funny because even some of the scholars in our community, they'll like reach out to me like, yo, we want to get on your page and stuff. I'm like, and at one time I'm like, bro, like why? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, because you know, like think about it. If you're a scholar, it's a Friday night, everyone's busy. You have maybe let's give you max 100 attendees, right? But with one video you can post on Halal Food Junkie or on even Chat TCD, you know, you're getting thousands and thousands, and you don't even know who you're reaching. You might be reaching in here, Canada,
out of state,
you know,
and
in the brand, everyone knows about Dearborn Heights.
Yes.
That is like, you know, and I know what you guys are doing, the garage talk, but alhamdulillah, with Halal Food Junkie, I'm getting to the point where now I reached other communities like Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto.
Do you feel like they're more
what?
More Arabic communities?
What do you mean by that exactly?
Like they're more Muslim-based communities?
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like
not even gonna lie.
Is that who you feel like you're reaching more of?
I would say so, because you guys got to remember too, Dearborn is on a microscope. A lot of people don't know this, and I know this because I travel and I see these communities, and they message me about my content or whatever.
Yeah.
Dearborn is one of the most watched cities in all of America.
I know.
In the Muslim community in Canada, so you're looking from Windsor to Toronto to Ottawa to Montreal. Literally, it's a scope going to Detroit, right? Then also New York watches us.
Yeah.
You know, the Ramadan Suhoor Festival. Wahashami did I had a brother that I just met this past weekend talking to us about everything that I've done in the past that I even forgot about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And New York has a big Muslim community over there.
Huge Muslim.
And there's a lot of guys who came out from the Ramadan Suhoor Festival. They all came out from New York. They all came out here, and I remember Aki came out. A few other guys like I think the Ishtahar guy.
Yeah. Even in Dallas. I don't know if you guys know, in Dallas this year they had their own Ramadan Suhoor Festival. It was their all based off to what happened in Dearborn. Yeah. You know, they wanted one in California at one point.
Yeah.
Wow. And shout out to Haas. Haas is the one guy that kind of created this, and a lot of people like throughout the country were amazed. People in Orlando, and everyone sees what we're doing. You'll be so surprised. Like you'll think like, oh, you're shooting a video, you're posting a video. Like you don't even know who you're reaching. Like even now my stuff go to Lebanon. Why? Because I went to Lebanon, and Lebanon
did a couple of reviews over there.
I did a whole month there, and you know what I did? And shout out to Firas from Keep Creating Media, because me and him actually spoke about this, and Jafar from Pod From Not Here, because 2-3 days before I went to Lebanon, I actually told him, listen, I want to go to the Janub. Or you guys are all from the Janub, right? Yeah. From South Lebanon, and we know what's going on in South Lebanon right now with the unfortunate events that's going on. And I said to myself, I am going to show love to the businesses in the Janub, in South Lebanon, because usually when we look at the stories of Lebanon, what do we look at? Rauche, Beirut, the very like I would say like surface level, you consider like American or tourism. Sure. No, I wanted to go down to the nitty gritty small businesses in certain villages and to show love.
Yeah, show love. You get to see the actual culture, you know, everything around you. It's like, you know, it's beautiful.
And you'll be surprised, bro, of how many people like we also make an impact back home because of our culture and where we come from.
Yeah,
Well,
for
that's
sure.
a lot of the reason why it's the Sahur festival is spreading like I would say like wildfire at this point too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people are seeing the culture. Whether you're Muslim or not, like you're engaging with everybody. You're meeting people.
I was in a village in Lebanon. I swear to God, it's called Ansar. It's like right next to my mom's village. I had a guy at a restaurant telling me, yo, I saw your videos at the Ramadan Suhoor Festival and we loved it. This is in Lebanon, you're talking about in South. Like, it's crazy how this one event could go to a certain level.
That Ramadan Suhoor Festival was
it was a big deal, man.
It's a huge deal, and I don't think people understand.
I think we underestimate it.
Yeah, they do, because I don't think they understand how much work it goes into making that type of event and inviting people from all over the country to come out and support, this thing. And it's not only for Muslims who are
there wasn't only for
fasting
Muslims
during Shahr Ramadan. It's not only for them.
It's for everybody.
It's
literally for
everybody.
everybody.
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Come enjoy some of the best food you're ever going to have in your life.
Listen, I'm going to be honest
In
with
the
you.
middle of the night, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just
Right.
And
beautiful.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It's
Go
even
ahead.
made a lot of people open up businesses.
Yes.
Off of their
I forgot to
success from those Suhoor festivals.
Corn on the corner.
Corn on the corner.
Yeah, one of the biggest brands
Look
now.
at
You see it.
Ray and Abdullah.
Abdullah, yeah.
They
Ray and
started.
Abdullah.
They started small. Well, Abdullah started with the corn initially. Was just doing corn.
Yeah.
And then it turned into this restaurant. And it's
Added a couple
phenomenal.
items to the menu, from here and there.
Couple
It's
of
And then Ray
items.
comes in with his
Slang.
chef expertise,
Yeah,
and they just
amazing.
But this all started because of Ramadan.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think Holy Clock is another one that kind of really took off. Because of Ramadan.
he had a food truck. Yep.
You got Selena's Tacos.
Selena's Tacos, exactly.
Selena's Taqueria. I don't know how to pronounce
Booza
it.
Delight.
Booza Delight is another
was
one.
of them.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, so many. And they all took off because of Ramadan. It's amazing. It really is. Like you start to see like, man, like it's nice to have that community support. And we do have a lot.
I think we do. Honestly, we do. Wallah.
We do.
Like as a Dearborn resident and as a person that loves Dearborn, I think all the time we always say like, oh, we're negative. Yeah, we do have a certain negativity, but at the end of the day, we're all coming to support each other.
Yeah,
we're all coming to support each other. And I think a lot of the people get this insight. It's like, because we only look at those small, like
the negatives,
that perspective, and all eyes are on us, this and that. But we're not looking at the positive things. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why we get that that feeling.
Yeah,
true. We are in a bubble. I would say
we are in a bubble.
We're in a bubble. It's kind of hard to get out of that bubble. It's and this is where real estate goes hand in hand with this stuff, because people try to move out of the city, and then they always end up coming back.
They always
end up coming
You
back.
guys have the insights. Yeah, you guys are real more.
It's crazy because they always end up coming back. They can't leave. And personally, I can't leave. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm really not. I don't care if you give me a mansion for $300,000.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not moving.
I went to Philly like 10 days ago or whatever. Never go there again.
Yeah.
Wallah. New York, okay, nice. Whatever.
New York's cool.
It's too busy.
Like
Yeah,
population
way too
dense,
busy.
right?
It's too much.
Everybody is all over.
I'm not
the
gonna
place.
lie to you. I went to New York a couple of times. I enjoyed it. I really did, because I like how it's congested. I don't know.
You
Maybe
like it?
I like congestion.
It's nice,
Yeah.
but it's, you know what it doesn't have? It doesn't have that homey feel that I feel in
Yes,
Dearborn.
yes.
And like you guys said, the garage talk. You know what was the first thing when I came back after 10 days? I'm sitting at my friend's garage.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. We got smoking arguile, chilling,
Yeah,
laid
yeah,
back,
yeah.
having good
I don't
conversations.
smoke, but my boys smoke, and I'm sitting with that, man.
So at least you're helping with the fact.
Exactly. Wallah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. It really is. Just want to touch on a few topics, Abe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of go off script a little.
Yeah.
So there's this new NAR settlement that came out.
Okay.
It's basically buyer's agent's compensation will not be listed with the sale of the property. So now you can't offer buyer's compensation or make it a marketing technique when you're trying to sell a seller's home. And that's something that just actually took place today. I don't know if you knew anything about it.
I don't know.
Or if you've probably heard. But what do you think about that? Like, it might lead to buyers having to pay out their agent. What do you think about that?
I mean, how, I'm going to ask you guys this question because you guys know more. I wouldn't know too much about housing and stuff. It's not my passion, but like, how much is this going to affect you? Like,
It'll affect.
how much does it affect the realtor and how much does it affect the lender, like yourself?
So the lender doesn't really affect them as much. It might, but the problem is buyer's agent are starting to. So a buyer needs representation. They're always going to need representation. Who they're going to get the representation from is up to them. Now, so with that being said, there's those rules are implemented and put in place now because of a huge lawsuit that broke out. But regardless of the lawsuit, now buyer's agent, they're not getting paid from the seller, which in reality, that's how real estate was sold, where the seller handles the commission for both the seller and the buyer.
Okay.
For the listing agent and the selling agent.
Okay.
So when those things happen and now those are in place, we're starting to realize that there's got to be other ways for a buyer's agent to be compensated.
So how?
In reality, it could go one of three ways. So you can either negotiate commissions with the seller again.
Okay.
You can negotiate it with the listing agent, or you can negotiate it with your buyer. And in those three different ways to get paid nowadays. It's still the same thing, still the same thing. Nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing that's changed is the compensation is not being marketed anymore.
Okay.
It's not being marketed and it's required to get disclosed, you know, and that's where a lot of people are having like, you know, that, trouble understanding is like, oh, well, the buyer is going to start paying like, realtor commissions, where that in some cases that might be true. And on the lending side of things, it's like, hey, like, am I paying more to get a mortgage now? Like, do I got to pay my down payment and this and that on top of it? So in some cases that's true, but in other cases, like, that's not. So now we got to navigate around, I feel like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it's like we got to navigate around like how to communicate that to the consumers, make sure they're comfortable and actually understand what's going on and what options that they have.
Absolutely. Now, mind you, when you go through for a buyer, for example, if they were to call the listing agent and try to secure that home through the listing agent, that listing agent doesn't owe them a duty. No fiduciary duty is owed by that agent. He owes their seller a duty, not the buyer. So the buyer's technically not getting represented properly or represented at all in certain cases. And they're only looking out for the best benefit of the seller, which is why it's good to have buyer's agent representation. That's why
I need to take a realtor course.
It's not tough to understand. It's really not. But what it does is it kind of gives you an idea, because you're gonna buy investment properties. You're gonna buy you're gonna secure a home maybe for yourself, for your family, whatever the case may be. And this is all down the road stuff. This is in the future.
100%.
So this is why we bring it up to you, because obviously
I purchased a home a few years ago. Actually, I never like to really mention it to people, but I actually have a question for you guys in terms of investments. I hear from some people say like, oh, the housing market is not going to go down. It's probably going to stay where it's at and just maybe keep going up over time. Mm-hmm. Or do you guys see the next 7 to 8 months going to go down because of the recession that we've been going through?
I think, because I have a take on it from like the mortgage end of things, and then I'm sure you probably have insight on the real estate side of things. On the mortgage side, I agree with the people that think that right now is the correct time to buy. And the reason why is once that timeline comes, because everybody's talking about the timeline, all rates are going to drop, it's going to get cheaper, stuff like that. One, I don't think the housing market itself is going to get cheaper. I think home prices are either going to remain steady or they're going to increase a little bit over time. And then the second part of that is that if rates were to go down, so let's say, I'm buying the house, for example, today at this interest rate, why wouldn't I wait until I buy it later at a lower interest rate?
Yeah, that's what people think.
That's how everybody's thinking about that, that scenario. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when the interest rates get lower, the more people are going to be attracted to purchase homes. And now you're not talking about that, that home price anymore. Obviously, the home value is important, but a lot of people are now overpaying because there's more competition to buy that same house when the interest rate is lower.
I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. How does the whole flipping market, do you ever see that going back to what it used to be, or you think this is like all trickling down to like?
So the flipping market it's changed. It's changed a little bit. Obviously, there still are available flips. Homes that you buy for a good deal. Yeah, are able to renovate and then obviously resell on the market. There's certain situations where that might work out or pan out for somebody who's purchasing one of those homes. I would say flipping properties is a little bit hard nowadays, is because we're probably, give or take, we probably have over 2 million buyers in the market, at least in the country. A lot. So there's a lot of buyers. So in reality, some buyers might be willing to settle for something that might need repairs. Yeah. For something. So now you're competing. The competition on investment properties is now more because now you have the homeowners who are wanting to buy that property as well. If they're comfortable with the area, they're willing to buy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
True.
You know what I mean? If they have the investment to renovate the property, or they get a renovation loan or whatever the case may be, they can do that too. The competition is there, you know, and that's what I wanted to touch on is there's a lot of competition out there, and you can't really do anything about it to fade away from it. It depends.
I was so curious about asking those questions because I'm thinking of buying an investment property or doing stuff on the side because, like you said, we're always trying to invest or do different things to
I mean,
diversify
real estate,
portfolio.
at the end of the day, it's wealth. I look at it as wealth.
Big time.
I mean, whether
assets, man.
it's a big asset, and it's the only asset that
will never
I can think
depreciate.
of
I feel
at
like
the top of my mind, like you said, doesn't depreciate. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. You hold it. Worst case scenario,
the best
refinance later, whatever.
True.
You know,
the best investment to like the most comfortable investment that's been made for ages is buying real estate and holding on to it. Either you can rent it out or you can do something with it. But that would be the best thing because that's an automatic income coming to your pocket every single month.
100%.
You never have to worry about it. You might deal with a few renters that aren't, you know, can't pay. They're not the greatest. They can't pay. They can't pay their rent that month. They trash the house. Whatever the case may be, that's obviously maintenance on your hands. But other than that, you know, there's no better secureable income.
Do you guys ever think in the future that you guys want to let's say buy commercial property and hold on to making renting out stores for storefronts? Like, is that in your guys?
Yeah. So I like that idea. It is a great idea. The problem is your return on investment.
Okay.
When you have to make sense of the return on investment. How long is it going to take me to secure my money back? How long is it going to take for me to pay off this loan?
Yeah.
How much interest am I paying on this loan? And you have to incorporate all those things and put them together. So that's something that you would have to consider.
What's a good rule of thumb again for when it comes to investment properties and cap rates and stuff like that? When you make your money back, if that makes sense.
So when you talk about cap rate, cap rate is always basically your income, your yearly income divided by the total purchase price of the property. Okay,
that's income that the property is generating.
Yeah, the income that the property is generating, and divided by the purchase price of the property. So it's the smaller number divided by the bigger number. Okay, and that'll give you a percentage. Where you would like to sit. Let's say if it's a plaza, it's not the best conditioned plaza.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any reputable tenants in it. But it has good tenants. They're small businesses, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You would be looking for somewhere in the 8 to 10% cap rate. Now, let's say if you're buying a brand new plaza, reputable tenants, everybody's in there. Yeah. You would be looking at probably, if you get into anywhere from a 5 to 7%, it's a good cap rate. That's one way where you can track if that return on investment is good for you or not good for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to buy a business, you could buy the individual business structure itself, but you could also buy the structure and the business on top of it, right?
Yeah, the real estate and the business. But I'm referring to just the business. Yeah. When you're purchasing a business, you're probably going to buy it for anywhere from 2 to 3 times the monthly income, the yearly income that it's generating. Okay, and that's always dependent on if it's owner operated or if it's absentee owned. So those are things that you would have to take into consideration as well. Also, once again, that's return on investment. You're trying to find out how long it's going to take you to make your money back.
And I feel like return on investment when it comes to, I think, homes over restaurants all day.
So, yeah, because it's the safer bet.
It's a safer bet, exactly.
It's a safer bet. You know for a fact you're going to get that rent money. You know for a fact there's not going to be much maintenance. Yeah. There's not overhead. There's no overhead other than your taxes and insurance and maintenance on the property. So these are the things. But when you own a business,
you have
overhead.
Employees.
You have,
what if the customers don't like your food that one day? They're not coming back. They tell 10 of their friends.
100%.
I mean, real estate too. I mean, location is very important, but with a business, it's 10 times more important. Maybe 100%, 100 times more important.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really.
Yeah. So that's always something to take in consideration.
Talking about businesses and stuff like that in Dearborn Heights, in these two, specific areas. That bubble that everybody talks about.
The COVID bubble.
Well, ever since COVID, it's been feeling like a bubble. It's life changed a little bit, but it's I feel like we're still
what's crazy about Dearborn though? No matter what happens in the world or even the U.S. economy, Dearborn's economy is way different. It's a beast.
so
yeah,
different. Oh
definitely.
my god.
The money
Definitely.
flowing. I read a
Definitely.
report last year, $1 billion came in and out of Dearborn.
So, but you got to remember, because if I need to go to a doctor, I'm going to my community doctor. If I need to buy a shawarma, I'm going to my community
Going
to
to
buy a
Hamas.
shawarma.
Oh yeah.
Like everything goes. Yeah. By the way, to Hamas.
Shout out to Hamas.
the franja?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hamasa.
Khibz franje with some sriracha,
Oh
coleslaw,
my-
fries.
Yeah, sriracha.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I gotta try it.
Oh, hold
Coleslaw
up! You're
and
not putting sriracha in your khibz franje?
No.
Oh, you got
You're
issues,
missing out.
bro.
Wait, so what
Missing
should I
out.
get? What should I order? I'm gonna get this time.
Okay.
Shish tawut, chicken
Right.
tawut,
Okay.
and khibz franje.
Okay. I like this.
Coleslaw, sriracha.
Sriracha.
And fries. Yeah, fries is like that's the
Okay,
important
I'm writing
piece.
this down after this. Wallah, I'm gonna get it. This
Sriracha
Yeah.
coleslaw fries. I promise you.
Get it and tag us.
I swear to God, I'm gonna do a video and thank you guys.
He's gonna open the video. Wow.
Hey, you guys wanna laugh? At Zagrur subs, it's like 4 years ago. I created an HFJ sub. You know what the
Yeah.
sub was? Khibz franje, shish tawut, coleslaw, pickles, fries, ketchup, and garlic.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, by
It
the way,
went
that's what
viral.
they add. That's what they add in there. They add the pickles and garlic.
Oh, really?
So
Okay, yeah.
basically-
It's like a Lebanese, like
Yeah, yeah,
authentic. Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah.
Hey, do you guys ever think that this is a random off-topic question? You guys ever think you ever heard of Al Jawad in Lebanon,
No.
the
Oh,
restaurant?
and the name is so familiar.
It's like a famous restaurant in Lebanon.
Okay.
It's
Where?
off a golf course in like Tariq Al Matar, going to the in
Okay.
Beirut, right?
Okay.
It's beautiful. Do you think
Okay.
like a really high end, like off the chart Lebanese restaurant would work?
I think that it would work, and I think it's very dependent on the location too. Because in my mind, when I think like high-end Lebanese food, and like
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like you're going to Beirut, you're going to these like nice places in Lebanon. I mean, Lebanon's beautiful as a whole, by the way. But
Yeah,
like,
it is
You know what I'm
everywhere,
talking about. You got like typically they're like waterfront, or you're seeing like mountains, stuff like that. So you want that feel too. So it's
And
like
the thing is, we don't have that because we live on a
know.
plain state.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I've never been to Lebanon, so
What?
never.
You live the most
Man.
Lebanese
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
ever.
I'm
joking?
I've been told this before. I'm the definition of Dearborn, especially when I used
Yeah.
to drive the Scat Pack. I
add me one of those too.
everybody told me the eyebrows, the hair, the,
Hey, you're always fresh up. That's like Lebanon for you. You're always fresh up.
100%. So everybody tells me this guy is the
You've never
definition
been to
of Dearborn.
Lebanon?
Never.
Stop.
That has to be the next destination.
That
Hey,
has to
once
be.
this
Has to
season,
be.
whatever, but you go with your
Guy,
wife. And
my wife tells me every year, let's go to Lebanon, let's go to Lebanon, let's go to Lebanon.
What-
First off, it's at times for me to take a 2-week break.
I know,
a
it's probably
2 week to
hard.
a month break.
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
Yeah,
it's
I
hard.
know.
I have a lot of things going on.
Bills and all
no, it's not even.
Well-
You gotta splurge a little. If it puts you behind a little, it's put you behind. It's just more of a sense of comfort.
Exactly.
You should splurge on yourself a little.
100%.
I just haven't done that yet because of the extensive amount of time that I'm gonna have to take off. And I could do a lot of my work over there, but most of my work is, I have to be here present. I have to be present.
What's the 1 month though when you're in like throughout the year? Because like even my career right, with Halal Food Junkie, I know in the past 2-3 years I studied by job.
Yeah.
There's the highs
like
and
a
lows.
season.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
What is your season that you guys could take off? There has to be a
So for me, it's all over the place. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Every year has been different. I think I've been in the real estate industry for 6 years, been in the restaurant industry for 15.
wow.
So every year, because if I'm not doing something here, I'm doing something here. If I'm not doing,
Oh, yeah, it makes
it's
sense.
just different. But I spend most of my time doing real estate, probably 40, 50 hours a week.
Wow.
Doing what I need
Yeah.
to do. So
Yeah. I think for me it would be Q4. Like the last
Q4?
last 3 months of the year. That's like everybody's like getting ready to get off of school, and it's like kind of like winter, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nobody
Quarter
wants to
four-
move.
Quarter 4 is for him. Q4 for me has been the busiest year for me in the past 5 years.
Wow.
Every year it's been the busiest
Really?
time for
It's the
me.
opposite for
Busiest
me.
quarter for all.
For me, like Q3 is really busy. People are coming back from vacation.
Yeah, yeah,
September,
yeah. Q3
football,
is good.
fall is
Uh-huh.
great.
Yes.
Q4 is pretty busy too. The winter for me is crazy. Except
Yeah.
January. January is kind of the little dip.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's
Then
right
Jan-
after the holidays
You
too.
know,
Probably
Ramadan for me, massive,
Oh, yes.
insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right after Ramadan, you get a 2-3 week.
Yeah, but
When
that's
I-
when you get back, you
when
relax.
I think,
Relax.
when I think of Ramadan, I think of Abu Baid.
Well, Halal Food Junkie is every, bro. I'll post like 8 times a day that day.
You know, bro, it's crazy because I don't need to see, like, if somebody has your video playing in the background,
Yeah.
I don't need to like see the video to know that it's your video. Like,
100%.
just by the, like, you know, what's going on
Quality,
in the background.
quality,
that's,
and
like,
what's going on and everything.
The
It's
voice,
just
sound,
the
it's
voice.
it's the recognition,
Yeah.
man. It's like, it's
People have
amazing.
told me,
Smell
like,
that.
out of state and stuff, like, once you hear your voice, we know it's Halal Food Junkie.
Yeah, like, who else is saying we're here, we're alive?
alive.
Who else is saying that, you know? But now,
now there's some people.
Yeah, now people are saying it, but like,
Bro, shout out to Basha Chicken, bro. I've been watching your videos, but people show me.
Yeah.
He's like,
Hey.
hey, we're here.
Hey, he's been killing it, bro.
I know,
He's
they're
been killing it.
hilarious.
They are hilarious. Abe, I did want to ask you something.
Yeah.
This is regarding Dearborn Heights, you know,
Yeah.
our community. What do you feel is undervalued,
Yeah.
underserved, and what do you feel is overrated?
So undervalued, I think the people, the amount of good people in our community, like even right now, like now that people can see this podcast, they're like, okay, hey, we need realtor advice, let's go to Ali Shami. We need lending advice, we're going to Sam right here. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that will, you ever hear like the big brother, little brother? Like,
Yeah,
sure,
like,
of course.
so like we always say like, oh, you know, there's not that much people that are out there, they're willing to help or whatever. No, man, just make that one message, make that one call.
it's you're so right about that too. It's like one of the biggest things that I learned in my career is, and it's because it helped me tremendously. Like that's how I got to where I'm at right now is having that person that's always willing to like help out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to go shadow people and literally like before I knew anything about mortgages, I'd go sit next to somebody that was like an absolute animal, and it's like, you know, feed off of them. I learned from them, and they were open to helping you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very important to have these kind of people.
It
in
is.
the community.
It really
I
is,
swear.
wallah. And then what was the other question you asked?
So you answered what's undervalued. is the
Undervalued,
people.
yeah.
I actually agree
you
with
feel?
that.
You
I
agree with it,
agree
right?
with that. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like in our community, you can make one message or one call,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then someone is gonna try to help you out.
It's crazy.
But you know what though? I'm gonna bring this up, and I know this is like really. I wasn't gonna talk about this. There's people I meet in the community all the time that their father, uncle, this, that, they're like smaller, very well off. We're talking about like even yesterday. I'm gonna give you a real life example. Some guy came from Lebanon, lives here alone. Okay. You know what it is when you come to the States, you're just trying to have an opportunity. What do they say in the United States is? It's a land, of opportunity, right? And it really is, because we're not gonna have the opportunity we are in Lebanon. Let's be straight up and real.
Yeah.
So then this guy, his uncle didn't even help him out, or something happened or whatever, and now he has to find different avenues. But in my head, I'm like, bro, like this is your uncle. This is the person. So there is certain things. It's not our community, just a thing in life.
There's exceptions to the rule. I think that's how I would phrase it. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to be willing to help, but there's certain situations where, like, hey,
but there's a lot of people struggling, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Wallah,
We talked about it on the last episode.
Swear, man,
Did you guys
it's
talk about
terrible
it?
nowadays.
Yeah,
Wallah.
it's crazy. You know,
Haram, you know?
People are in debt. They don't know how to pay their bills. They don't know where their next check is coming from. It's a tough time. It really.
But you know
is.
what that builds, though? I feel like that builds grit. You know,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
that builds grit.
No,
that
it builds
you
great
as a
character.
person.
Builds character,
Absolutely,
exactly.
absolutely.
Oh
It
my
does.
God.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah,
But-
just like figuring it out on your own sometimes.
But then you could go off the grid too.
Of
You
course,
gotta remember.
yeah.
So
What do you mean?
exceptions to the rule.
Oh, like
yeah.
so people will just deal with this mental stress, and this mental stress is it feels just as bad as physical stress.
yeah, it does.
And people who
I've went through it.
yeah,
we all went through
we all went through it. I've been through it too. It's like haram, and they go through a lot. And I wish they had the people to help them, but at the end of the day, you know, there's only so much that they can do.
That's very true. Wallah, you know, like I had like even one of my closest friends that I chill with to this day, he still has this mental stress from early 20s, and now he's in his, like, it's still there.
Yeah.
Even me, like I had it in my early 20s. Do I get it from time to time? We all do. You know
Of
what I'm
course,
saying?
of course.
But like you said, you just have to persevere and get through it. And
It's grit.
yeah, basically.
Yeah. Listen, bro, people are dealing with their families. They're trying to build their families, trying to raise them, trying to put food on the table.
100%.
All power to them. At the
Bro,
end of the day.
even with my life, bro, like everyone would say like, oh, you're living the best life. You're living, alhamdulillah, listen, alhamdulillah, like 100,000 times. But even like, I have my brother Ahmed, right, Aki. You know, I do take pictures of my post on my story. People see like, oh, him smiling and all that. But people don't understand like time from before he smiled to that camera. Like even, I'll give an example yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So Ahmed Haram, he's been starting to repeat himself a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And you really can't stop it, you know? And sometimes you feel so bad, like, bro, like it breaks my heart. Wallah, like I don't even want to cry right now, but it's hard because like I can only imagine what other families are going through in our community. Like, alhamdulillah, my brother can still like, focus a little bit and do
function
whatever.
by himself.
Function,
and do
yeah,
everything.
you know what I'm saying? But there's other people that can't.
Yeah.
What is that person going through behind closed doors? Are we, and you know what? And this is something that I always want to bring up to even our community. Inshallah, ya Rab, everyone's watching this. Is where in our community are we going to provide service for these kids or provide a certain element? So like, look how we have hype, right? With Ali Sayyid, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have our own center for kids with autism or kids that are challenging mental health? There was a center back in Sterling Heights about a few years ago. It closed down. They had it just for those for kids like that are dealing with that. Families need it. Like
Families need it.
So for me, for like my family, I'm the guy in my family that Ahmed wakes up, let's say 2-3 p.m. I'm trying to take him out for 7-8 hours to give my mom and dad that relief.
Yeah.
But people don't know that.
Yeah.
And what is that other person going to go through if they don't have a brother like a brother or a
the
sister?
support system,
you know? And I think that's why Halal Food Junkie became what it is today. Wallah. It's because it's allowing me not to work a 9 to 5, 9 to 6 or whatever it is.
And be there for your family.
Be there
and
for
your brother.
him and to take care of him and also to show him people and put him on camera. Even nowadays, he's like, Ibrahim, can you take a picture of me? Abe, can you do this?
Yeah, see, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
I mean?
awesome.
See, that's great. By the way, I had a conversation with some people
Yeah.
a few weeks ago regarding that specific topic where why don't we have a center we do have centers for autistic children. We do have that. We have a bunch of those. My sisters are actually BCBAs. All three of them are. Yeah.
Wow.
But the problem is
But they're not big enough, right?
No, they're big. They're
Oh, are
bigger,
they?
but they're for the youth. You know what I mean? They're for the younger. Like
And
Abe,
it's also like
Abe's
the
what,
resource, too.
27?
My brother Ahmed's 29. We'll
29,
Be
I'm sorry.
30.
Yeah, it'll be 30
Yeah,
soon.
I always think, you're right.
Yeah. So like it's more so for the older people, because the older people who are facing those stuff, that's what I think we don't have or we lack as a community. But that's also very hard too.
Even a nursing home.
Yeah, a nursing home.
We
We don't have a nursing home.
We have
Yes.
millionaires all across the board, and this is something that I hate so much about Dearborn Away. We focus so much individualistically as people. What kind of car am I gonna buy? Am I gonna start? I never gave a damn about what car I have. I never gave but I'm gonna say I never gave a shit about going to this place to Miami.
you.
I never cared.
Well, look, good
I
for
didn't care. All I cared
You're
about.
not following the rat race.
No,
bro. It's a rat race.
It really
Habibi.
is.
How nice my car is, how nice my house is, how nice my dress is, how nice everything is. And you see that, and people are dressed to the nines at every fucking wedding.
Yeah,
and they're doing it, on a
they're doing it
budget.
for others,
and
too.
they're doing it on a budget, and they're doing it for others. Yeah. And
I never care, bro. I'll go into.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
As long as
This
you're
is
internally
just-
happy,
this
Exactly.
is just what's going on, man. This is just how it is.
It's crazy. It's like we have all this money. Where is it going? Like, okay, bro, open up a nursing home. Open up something.
Yeah.
Like Allah yarhamu jaddo, Allah yarhamu died in nursing home. Like, even though it's sad, like to say, like even though in our culture we know that like. Our parents take care of us when we're younger. You should at least do the same thing when you get older, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say we get really busy. And I know it's hard sometimes, and you might have 2-3 kids.
Yeah, that's tough.
At least have in a nursing home where you have, fellow Arab Muslims or fellow people that are nurses, nurse practitioners, doctors, open up this thing and then just, take care of people.
Because you gotta take this into consideration too, is how the older that generation of people, how they like to be tend to.
100%.
They're a little bit different. The Arab Muslim older people in that generation, it's not easy. They want to be tended by an Arab Muslim. 100%. They do. And it's not a shot at anybody else. It's not anything. They just want to be attended by them.
I think as a community, we have to start to we need to change our mindset to think like, stop thinking individualistically and start thinking community based and helping people. All this, because at the end of the day, listen, I went to Lebanon last year, right? When I went to Lebanon, everyone thinks of the Rawshik, going out, this, and that.
Yeah.
You know where I felt the happiest? Wallah, you guys want to believe it. When shout out to Muhammad Ali Taha and the Good Fund for what happened, and shout out to this guy's very well known in the community. He actually sponsored this, and I know he doesn't want to say his name, but I'm gonna say it. Carl Mackey, he's the man.
Carl Mackey is the man.
We took orphans out to the river. We were getting them chicken. They were eating. They were playing.
Nice.
That was the happiest time. And because I've done multiple things throughout the community throughout time about like helping out and whatnot, but when you first see it firsthand in a country where it's not as developed as it should be, you know what I'm saying? you're like, man, this is what life's all about. And what's hurting me the most right now, because I can't really go back to Lebanon right now as we speak, but inshallah, once that time goes, I want to go back and I want to do those stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go to restaurants, I'm going to try to have fun, but at the same time, that's what makes me more happier. And I feel like if people had this type of heart or type of genuineness, well, the world would be way better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, nobody's gonna pay your DTA bill, bro.
Exactly. No, 100%. No, 100%.
So you gotta look out for your
Try to do both.
What you're doing though, Abe, is one of the best things that I've ever heard of, because you want to be that person.
Yeah.
You want to be that guy who's going out and helping these people and these fundraisers and doing all these charitable things. And I love you and I commend you for that.
Love you too, man.
At the end of the day, some of these people, they can't afford to do it. They're
100%.
living day by day, check by check,
true.
or whatever
And
the case may be. And then the people who are wealthier, they got their own stress on their mind. So I don't want to call anybody out for it, because I don't think there's a need for it. But like, for example, there's a lot of wealthy investors who are putting a new mosque on Beach Daily in Dearborn Heights.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a $6-7 million project.
Yeah, I think even more.
I think it's probably more. It's probably like 10 mil.
But you know what though? Okay, that's great and all that center. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna disagree now. Okay, you put that at center, right? Mm-hmm. I went to Dallas, where I went to other communities inside that center. You know what the biggest thing was? It wasn't the prayer hall. Like the biggest, I think, it was a gym.
Are you serious?
Think about it. When you have the youth, your kids right now, you have grown up, right? Mm-hmm. When you want to take them to the mosque, they're not going to understand the prayer, the God, when they used to tell us when we were kids, if you don't pray, you're going to go to hell, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Okay, you're going to go to the gym, play basketball, get them into the sport activity because of what they love. Mm-hmm. And then you throw in a little religion here and there. Yeah. That's how it should be. Yeah. Like even with the Islamic Center of America, I love the people. But if you look at how the center is constructed, you have a prayer hall, you have a hall that's just like for funerals and whatever. But where's the gym? The gym's a little small. You know what I mean? Then you have to rent it out. Like there's so many things like this. Okay, this new mosque that's opening up, I hope to God they better have a nice gym or something big to bring people in and to because look how people kids die off drugs
like
and
a
stuff.
Like a community center.
It's a community center. You're looking
for
religion.
Yes, through religion. So at the end of the day, I think all those things are implemented into other things.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is hard because, like, for example, on the Eid, when you want to go pray.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no room at any mosque.
Yeah, there is no room.
I don't care which mosque you're going to. There's no room at any. I don't even think I went and prayed the Eid last.
No way.
I didn't. I prayed it at home because I couldn't. You couldn't get into any mosque. And on top of that, in Dearborn Heights, we had no traffic service. We had nobody coming out and directing the traffic for us to get in and get out with a peace of mind.
Yeah.
None of that was available to us. So that's something that needs to be implemented for next year. Hopefully, it will be. But that's terrible too. So I think the community centers, like Hype, has a great program.
Oh yeah, Ada does a lot, man.
Yeah, he does. They do a lot. The staff does a lot. It's a phenomenal thing. But obviously they can only make it so much of a community center.
Exactly.
And Ali was on the safe drug program.
Yeah.
And
now Access is doing their thing.
Now Access is doing their thing. So I think drugs are starting to do those things for the people who are addicted. And hopefully it works out because
inshallah.
And inshallah we never have to deal with any other kids dying from opioids. You know what I mean? But yeah. So you answered this undervalued question, went way above and beyond, and I love it.
I love it. You gotta speak from the heart, man.
What do you think is overrated in our community?
I'm gonna say the restaurants.
Damn.
I know you guys are thinking like, what is this guy saying? He's about to lose his job today.
This is fucking bread and butter. This guy's telling me restaurants. Go ahead, give me more of that.
Honestly, I think there's like out of 100 restaurants, probably like 20 good ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 20 good ones. Yeah, I hope. Am I up there?
Like, whatever.
Am I up there?
Yeah, you guys, honestly, all of you guys have a good burger.
Okay, good.
No, you guys do.
Lying, dude.
No, they do. No, they do. But then again, there's too much of that. Is that the first option you're going to think of?
No.
Maybe,
you're right.
But in Ann Arbor, you are.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor, you are.
100% the best burger out there. By
Bro,
far.
my boy Omar goes there every single Omar Hassan, the one that owns
Yeah. That's so funny, bro.
Wallah, it's a big deal. Yeah. You know who has the best, you know who has a great Nashville? The one right across the street from your place. Or what is it called? That chicken place in Ann Arbor, Omar's gas station. What do they call it?
Is it Sawarski's? Is it one of those?
No, it's a couple Yemeni guys did it. They're
no, I have no idea.
Great.
I have
in
no
Ann
idea.
Arbor?
Ann Arbor.
I got to try that place out. I love a good chicken sandwich. Oh my God.
Like Nashville?
Yeah, I love Nashville.
What do you guys think about Eureka coming to Dearborn?
By the way, I love Eureka.
I
love
Big
Eureka.
fan.
So I'm a
too.
huge fan of
Big
Eureka, but the problem is like it's a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
Now they're coming out here. I hope the quality is the same way as it was over there. in
Candy's
Monroe.
pretty legit. I know the owner.
Yeah,
man. I
yeah.
know their operation's
So-
crazy.
So I hope that's the case. But another really good Nashville sandwich is probably Crimson. Crimson has a good sandwich.
Crimson, yeah.
Yeah, they
Shout
have a
out to
very
Jesus,
good sandwich.
man. Yeah.
They have a good sandwich. So I
And
like
Big
it.
L too, bro. Big L's
Big L's
spicy.
does. Yeah,
Right.
I haven't tried Big L's. I serve a really good chicken sandwich, but it's not. It's
You guys
more-
have a Nashville
Yeah,
chicken?
yeah.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
not
know
a
that.
Nashville. It's more of like a sweet and spicy
Sweet and
sandwich.
spicy.
I don't want to call it a Nashville.
What do you think
sandwich.
of Tahama's, the OG? I always have
The
that's
OG
the OG
crispy
That's the
chicken.
OG.
Oh
Hey,
my God,
There is
bro.
no chicken that'll ever look like that on a bun. No chicken in the world. I don't care what anybody.
But you
tells
got to
me.
get it lettuce, mayo, cheese only, bro. Only.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know
disgusting, bro.
No, it's not
Wait, he
disgusting.
put shit?
No,
That
no,
might
no,
sound
no,
Yeah,
weird.
no,
cheese.
no.
The
You
yellow-
got it. The coleslaw.
Kind of sounds like I'm
Coleslaw.
Yeah, you didn't say coleslaw with it?
No,
He doesn't put
coleslaw.
coleslaw on it. This
I'll
guy-
do it on like the subs and stuff like that. I'll add
this
coleslaw,
guy-
but on
this
that
guy's
sandwich,
a fucking fugazi, bro.
you're a fugazi. Look at this
I
guy.
don't know that.
This guy, he's a fake.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is great. It's like skipping Steven
Sure.
right now. Back in
Hey,
the
we're
day.
gonna cut from Abe right now because I know
Okay.
I know you want to touch on something. What's overrated?
Do I want to touch on something? Listen,
Yeah, what's it?
overrated is a big word.
No, what's overrated?
Am I being honest? or
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
lying?
being
What's
100%
overrated?
honest.
Detroit Lions are overrated.
Stop,
They suck.
stop, bro.
Are you
What's wrong
serious?
with
They had
you?
one good season in the past 10 years?
Okay, that's fine. They were in a rebuilding process, and
for
that
10
just
years.
yeah, it's not easy to rebuild a franchise.
Jared
Man.
Goff.
Jared Goff.
Trash.
By the way,
Sucks.
I'm a huge,
How many
I'm
picks
a
he-
huge Matthew Stafford fan.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I
that's
love
my
Matthew Stafford.
that's my
You guys
favorite
love-
player of all time.
Same here.
By far.
Solid.
Still? After
Oh,
he
yeah.
moved?
After
Yeah,
he
even
moved,
I want him to win the Super
he
Bowl with the
needed it.
Rams.
He needed to move.
Then you guys
bro.
are not Lions fans.
He need,
No,
by
I
the way,
love Stafford's one of the greatest talent I've
hold
ever
up.
seen in my-
Without the move with Matthew Stafford, you know what happens? To
We
that
would have
Lions
all these
organization?
assets with the
Yeah.
Amara
This is
Stefan.
where it all started, bro. This is where it all started. I think they got 3 first-round picks and whatever. And that scoop, we ended up getting Aiden Hutchinson the next year, bro.
Okay.
It was great.
Hey, what do you guys think? I know this random Jordan Love, man. I'm scared of him.
Oh, I love
know
him. I love
people don't think, but maybe Jordan Love
I
might
think,
win.
I think highly of him.
I think Packers might win the division. I really think so.
I don't know about the Lions are going to be a tough team to beat.
They are.
Lions are
They
going to be a
suck.
very tough team.
But I'm
to
still
beat.
scared because you know how they
Name me one flaw. Hang on. Name me one flaw in their other than their defense, which they've worked on in the offseason. But what's one of their flaws?
The guy that you guys both love, Jared Goff, that's the biggest
He's
flaw.
a system quarterback. That's all they need.
But he stinks, though.
But he's a system quarterback
Why did they lose the last game that they played in the season?
because of Dan
Niners?
Campbell.
Yeah, against the
Because of
Niners.
Dan Campbell.
You guys think
the
it was a
mi-
We
coaching
had
thing?
3 opportunities to kick field goals.
Yeah,
where we
47.
could have won the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah,
could have won us the
but
game,
the
or
throws that
change
he
the
had-
momentum,
Also did-
or change the momentum of the game.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, that one, the cornerback that Dorsey that missed it and the guy caught
Yeah,
it. That was
yeah,
like,
that's
what I'm saying.
It's never
Yeah.
happened. That's what the
Yeah,
line
Brandon,
is.
you're talking about
throws.
Brandon Ayuk's deep catch. Yeah, that
And
was
then
huge.
remember Josh Reynolds, 2 third downs, dropping
the
passes.
2 third downs, but
And they were good balls.
Those weren't third downs; those were 4th downs.
Were they?
They were
They're
fourth
4th downs. Hey, he's a gutsy motherfucker, bro. The guy
Yeah.
goes for it,
I
bro.
love Dan Campbell.
But in those situations, I would have kicked the field goal all day.
Yeah.
all day.
I mean, you think our kicker could never could
No,
have
no,
kicked
I don't think we. I don't think.
47.
I've never seen him kick a field goal.
I don't know why
to be
they didn't
honest
do
with
it.
you.
I don't
He's
know why.
tried.
And that's part of the reason why, honestly, I hate that.
Listen,
that,
things
that
are going to be,
structure.
but things
if
are
it
going
gets
to be
better, I'll change my mind.
Things will be
but-
implemented different this year. There's gonna-
Offensive line is great. We got that
offensive
guy
line.
from-
We got one of the top offensive lines
from
in
the
the league,
Ravens.
bro.
I forgot his name, yeah.
Our defensive line just
Hey,
came
but I
up.
love the cornerback. The secondary is gonna be
Yeah.
stacked.
The new one who just
Terry
got drafted,
Arnold.
Yeah,
right?
That guy
yeah.
has swag.
Bro,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
That guy
swag.
just talks and he didn't even play a down in the NFL.
Yeah.
100%. But we'll see what happens. Good luck to the Lions.
Lions suck.
Last thing to touch on. It's Ashura right now.
Yeah.
Today's actually the day that Imam Hussein alayhi salam was
Yeah.
martyred.
Commemorating.
That, and anybody who's mourning the death of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. But I think that wraps it up for us.
By the way, Ashura in Dearborn is another level. I know people that fly out to Dearborn just for Ashura.
Oh, yeah.
From
Absolutely.
Florida, Texas,
Absolutely.
because of the atmosphere we have.
Absolutely.
With the food that's being made outside.
Absolutely.
So that's something that we that
Absolutely.
we'll talk about a little bit. But other than that, man,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anything that's eventful in the Muslim
World.
culture, tradition, or in the religion is best celebrated in Dearborn.
Yeah.
Best
never
celebrate.
really-
I
we
don't
never really
care
get hub.
where you are
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
I believe that we are the best, whether it's celebrated, mourned, whatever the case may be, those events that take place in Dearborn are different from anywhere else.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree too, actually. That's something I'll agree with you guys on.
Dearborn's, but not the Lions. So.
Yeah, well, not the Lions, but yeah.
Stop, bro. Stop. Hey, you gotta stop. Cut that shit, bro.
You gotta cut this shit with picking trash ass teams to like.
Okay, listen. First off, first off. They're not trash.
Trash.
They're not trash.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think of Jahmyr Gibbs? Honestly,
Unbelievable.
Listen, the only thing I'll give the Lions is their run game.
The run game,
the dual-headed run game.
What about
it's top.
What do you
tier.
think about Aiden Hutchinson? What do you think about Amon-Ra?
Stink.
What?
What?
No.
Okay.
Hey, get this guy off the camp. Hey, next episode, episode 5, this guy's off. Cut.
I had
Done.
him run on my fantasy team too.
Done. Done.
Hey, we're gonna end the show right now. On
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna end it on that, bro.
Damn.
This guy, bro. That's unbelievable, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Don't thank this guy.
Thank you guys. We love you. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Abe, for coming out, man. We appreciate
Thank
you
you, Abe.
coming
Thank you
out.
guys,
I,
Wallah.
Thank you,
I
brother.
feel like you gave us a lot of value today, and that's the best thing you can offer to any podcast. So thank you for that.
Appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate you.
Mook, thank you for not being here at all. We appreciate it. Next time,
I still love you.
next time we'll call you. We'll call you for one of these things. But thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll be here for a long time.